This presentation is brought to you by Smoooth Productions.
Welcome to another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. There we go. Now we ready because I'm about to do a whole bunny on them, me talking, and they can't even hear me. But welcome to another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. I'm your boy Smooth, and he's back on the main show. He was gone for a minute, but he's here.
I'm gone. I'm here. I'm Rio. Oh.
He said, oh. I like it. I like it. How you been doing, man?
I've been doing well. How you been?
Man, can't complain, man. Just glad to be back in the house again. You know what I'm saying? Good to have you back on the show as well. I mean, hey, I don't mind being the only guy, holding things down on the show, but it's also good to have a fellow brethren to hold things down with me when I'm surrounded by an amazing, smart, knowledgeable group of ladies.
And they are.
You know what I'm saying, the main show. So it's good to be, here and to have you on the show. I know that you wasn't part of the show last week because you was working the whole nine, but celebrated, as you see on the screen, 8 years.
8 years.
The platform sports talk show, your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, man. So just talk about, for you, I know you've been around for about maybe 2 years now.
2 years.
But just talk about, what you've been seeing so far and your experience on being part of the platform sports talk show network.
I can honestly say it's different than any other sports talk show. I love how we're real on here, and it's very unscripted. I know most sports talk shows are unscripted. I mean, we love sports.
Mm-hmm.
The ladies love sports, and I'm telling you, people, you need to tune in to Wednesday night.
Oh, speaking of which, let's make sure that your transmitter is all the way on. Got to make sure that you're good. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna make sure that he's all the way right. Okay, yeah, you good. You straight. Just want to make sure that you was all good. There you go. Okay.
Yeah,
there we go.
Definitely tune in to the first Wednesday of every month, which is Ladies' Night.
Those ladies. He already doing a promo. Matter of fact, take it away, man. Take it away.
Very, very, very good. Well, since we're here. The first Wednesday of every month is Ladies' Night. Please check out Wednesday night for Ladies' Night. These women are exceptionally talented when they're speaking about sports. And I will say, do not test them because they know.
Yes,
they sports.
Shouts out to
Bunny. Shouts out to Joe, Mama Bo.
Right. And the wifey.
And
announcement. Because right now it is just those three, but we are looking for some more ladies who love sports. So if y'all know a woman who loves, not just inside or, getting my nails, no, have to have knowledge and will be committed to being a part of Ladies' Night every first Wednesday of the month. Shoot us an email, platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. And we'll see what you're about, and hopefully we can add you on to the best panel of ladies who love sports. What goes down every last Wednesday of the month?
Every last Wednesday of the month, it is the Man Cave with myself, Stanton, Sadal. Even though you do not see Smooth is behind the scenes, still doing what he does, making everything smooth.
And you got the blackest man.
And we got the blackest man. He might not be the blackest man of all time, but he is a black man. Mr. Craig Black himself. Shout out to Craig Black from the DMV. And hey, we have a ball.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
We have a ball.
Hey, it's the reason why it's called Anything Can Go Down. That's the reason why the tag is right there. Because when it comes to the man cave, anything
goes down.
Go down.
Every last Wednesday of the month.
Yeah. Y'all be getting it in, man. So shouts out to y'all. Of course, follow the Platform Sports Talk Show Network all across social media, from Facebook to the X, on Instagram. Go on YouTube, subscribe, and click on that
bell,
because anytime we go live,
you will be notified.
Oh yeah, Rio is definitely official on this John here. Got my Philly talk going on. You know what I'm saying? This John right here.
Hey, this John right here. We here. We
here. And then you also have Smoooth Conversations, goes down every Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Go ahead and follow on YouTube. Just put in Smoooth Conversations, smooth with not one, not two, but 3 O's, y'all. I'll be having amazing conversation with amazing people doing great things. Also, you can listen in every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Beat District Radio. Go to beatdistrictradio.com or to the very brand new amazing app on the Google Store or App Store. Just put in Beat District Radio and enjoy Smoooth Conversations and so much more on their station. But speaking of radio stations, we got Hot 365 Radio as well, which holding things down right now, and we sound crystal clear. You can check the show out on their website, hot365radio.com, or once again via Google or the App Store. It's right there. Put in Hot 365 Radio. They also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Hot365 Radio. And you can catch the replay of our most recent show every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. You ready to bring in the ladies, man?
Yeah, let's bring them in.
First, she is the host of Ladies Night. She's ready to rock and roll. She don't have freaking frat right now, but stay tuned. Bunny, what's going on with you?
Yes, please stay tuned. Y'all know it's gonna go down before I get out of here. They're gonna make a guest appearance, okay? What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Oh man,
we
good.
We good.
Doing good. Both got drinks going on. His cup is taller than mine, but they're gonna still make it happen.
Yeah.
Listen, and by the end of the night, that cup gonna be empty, and that speech gonna be probably a little different. I can't wait, Rhea. I can't.
I think the speech gonna be on point tonight. I don't think it's gonna be a little different. I think we good right here.
Got it.
Yeah, we got it.
All right,
got it. It's good.
Okay.
We got
We'll circle back in another hour and see where this goes. I think we played a clip for the last time, y'all.
That was last time.
All right, but yeah, so great to always have you on, Bunny. And then up next, holding things down from the Boondocks, her and her tribe. Joe Bo, what's going on?
What's up? Happy Wednesday. And Bunny, I think we just gotta worry about Smoooth cheers in the camera halfway through the show, because that's what he did last week.
You're right.
So you don't even remember what happened.
Ooh, now tell me.
You were cheers in the camera. We were just sitting there talking, and you just go.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, that part.
And Joe was like, "What was that for?" It was just so random.
I thought you were trying to rub it in that I can't drink or something. But you said you were just showing us how much you had left.
Let's see that belly pic while we at it. We got a couple more months. What's that belly looking like?
Let's see. Let me scoot back. My shirt's a little small, as you can see.
That's the perfect round belly to bring in the basketball playoffs. I love it. Yes.
7 months. We're 56 days away, I think. So we're getting there, guys.
Real. The countdown is real.
Good. She looking good.
But yeah, so shout out to everyone who's tuned in right now, all across social media, especially the people on the X, man. As soon as I logged in, it was already people that's ready to rock and roll. So make sure y'all go ahead and share this stream. Spread the word about the Platform Sports Talk Show, the most consistent sports talk show that you ever experienced. And 8 years, y'all. So you got all the proof. Everything is right there. There you go. Keep on counting, Bunny. No, we got more years than what LeBron predicted would happen with the Heat. Not one, not two.
I like shots fired.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
So that means that we serious, we committed, and we love doing what we are doing. So let people know who love sports to tune in, leave comments. Let's interact with each and every one of y'all. As long as it's approved by me, I'll show your comments on the screen. So make sure y'all nice with it now. Don't be just no whatever.
Yeah,
because it won't be shown on the screen, but we're gonna have a good time. So I know, Bunny, that you got to go ahead and dip earlier. So I want to go in and kind of do some things different with this show because it's a topic that I want to go ahead and get out first, especially because we're now in the playoff season for hockey and for NBA basketball. And I thought about it and I'm like, man, I think this would be a cool little topic. But you know how you get down to the last maybe game of the season, no matter if it's football, no matter if it's hockey, baseball, whatever. And let's say, Bunny, that your team, let's just go and say it's baseball, and the Cardinals, they already clinched. They're good to go. They're the top seed in the playoff. They got anything to worry about but this getting ready for the first round. But then their opponent in the last season of the game may be the Cubs or maybe the Giants, and they're like one game from getting into the playoffs. Then you got maybe 5 other teams all in the hunt. They're all together. Maybe they're all separated by one important game. Do you feel, for the love of the game, that your team should still play their best players, or be like, you know what, it don't even matter, I don't care, that's y'all issue, I ain't gonna play my guys, I don't care about the love of the game or to make everything more compelling, I'm gonna still rest my guys? So Bunny, I'll start with you.
So you said for the love of the game. That makes it sound so pure and innocent. Yeah, that's on the amateur level, sir. Sorry. This big leagues, big money. Ain't no love of the game like that. Low, it's similar to the low management topic, but I get it. You're paid as a coach to win games, to ultimately what? Bring home the ship, okay? If you know with all the knowledge that these players, whether MLB, hockey, soccer, even definitely NBA players, all the miles they put on during the season, and we're going to coast until we go into the playoffs because that's really where it really matters, it makes sense to rest them. The love of the game got thrown out the window when ownership said, hey, we're going to make y'all play more games to earn us more money. So that's what's the trade-off. Sorry, but not sorry. So I get the love of the game, but that not on the professional. Sorry, that doesn't work. Rest your players because we ready to go for the ultimate goal, which is that championship. All right. Sorry. I mean, I get it. The fans may not like it, but a lot of the fans, if you're not, young kids, understand it. Don't pay to get those tickets unless you're a season ticket holder. Don't pay for the tickets at the end of the season. You pay a little more for the playoff game or pay for some season tickets or get tickets in the middle of the season. Don't do it at the end of the season because you won't see your stars. Just saying.
And I bring this up once again because I think about other scenarios. Like I think it was a few years ago in the NFL playoffs where you had, a few teams that was like right there and it's supposed to be this big, day of football. But then let's say one team is playing a team that's like the top seed and it's like, or even going back to like the Peyton Manning and Tom Brady days in which, should we play Peyton Manning or should you just sit down until, time for the playoffs while you got the team that they facing is like right there in the hunt, to get that one win. Oh, then you can have a tiebreaker or you're officially in, stuff like that. Jobo, your thoughts on this?
I kind of think it just depends, honestly. Like if you're in the middle of a hot streak, why take an extra break? Because there's always going to be a couple days or even a week sometimes, like in baseball, for an example. Now with the expanded playoffs, you could have a week off if you have the best record in baseball. So I would want to play that last game. If you're slumping, okay, why not just that's it, for the rest of the year, this and that. But and I always think about Wayno. I can't remember what year it was, but we ended the year in Arizona. We already clinched, and this is when Wayno was like prime Wayno. And La Russa was like, okay, La Russa or Matheny, I can't remember. Again, I don't know how long ago it was. But he's like, we're not gonna pitch you, this and that. And then later on, Wayno apologized to fans. And then he also apologized to people that aren't fans of him, he's on their fantasy team, because he's like, oh man, I feel bad. He loves fantasy football, this and that. And he feels bad because, that could have affected their fantasy team the last day of the year, because it was the last game of the year, all around baseball. But I do think it just depends on the scenario. If you clinched already, but can you win one more game to get the number 1 seed? If you're hot or not. But the last game of the year, you're not really, as a fan, going there expecting to see. I don't think you're really there expecting to see everyone. You're just going there to enjoy the stadium or the arena one more time before the year's over with.
Blame it on ownership. I told you, they put them in a position and all these games. I'm not just talking about the NBA because we hear about the load management issue, but MLB, NFL was good. They have a bye week for the top seeded teams. At least they give them a little incentive right away.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Baseball does too now, but like
now,
a lot of people don't even think that it's even an advantage. A lot of people think, oh, we're going to be sitting out a week. We're going to get cold, or bats going to get cold, this and that. So, like the Dodgers last year, I think they didn't even stay at their houses last year during the playoffs. They just stayed in a hotel together, practiced at the field for that whole week, and then they went straight into the playoffs. It's just really just depends. It's just different for every league, every team, every player.
But again, okay, for baseball getting cold, that sport I can see that. NFL, they definitely want to rest because they do a lot of more physical contact. Basketball, they do enough physical contact too. And then this is still on ownership and the commissioner when they're asking them to play all these games. And then it make it more interesting. Let's bring up the baseball, not the week off that you earn for having the best, record. But I'm looking at, if you really want to be competitive or you want to be more exciting, have less games. You probably gonna charge more on the tickets, but at least it'll be exciting because if you got 182 games or 162 games, or if you home half of that, come on now. It's just like make it more exciting anyway. We don't have to worry about they're gonna rest their players or not. Just because again, every game has more meaning to it. Because if it wasn't as meaningful as Smoooth said, then they're more likely they're gonna rest their players at the end of the season. So
Rio, your thoughts?
I like both what Joe said and what Bunny said. I will say yes, ownership has a small part in it, I will say. But if I feel as though as a player and I didn't put in 110% last game, I feel as though we good.
Mm-hmm.
I personally wouldn't want to play. I would want to let somebody else that has the next man up seat to play. Just in case, let's say I tweak my ankle or something. He's supposed to be ready. So let me see what he working with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how I look at it when they do rest the players, even with the load management in the NBA. I feel like that's some of the things that I look at that teams do. They try to evaluate their rosters, not midway through the season, but of course during the season when they do the load management. So I paid the ticket. I want to see Ja. Well, they say Ja hurt. Okay, Ja might be hurt. He might not be hurt. So let's see who's going to step in and fill his shoes while he's there. Just in case Ja really does get hurt, I will know that Scottie Pippen Jr. can fill his shoes while he's out. Mm-hmm. That's just an example. But overall, as a fan of sports, when they do that, will it hurt you as a fan if you paid your money to come and see them? Yes, it will. but I think you still can get the excitement and enjoyment of the game as a whole, and not just saying, yeah, I'm just coming there just to see the superstar.
Mm.
You know, and if you just there to see the superstar, then you can watch the game at home on TV and save that money. You know, but as far as, you know, as a whole, that's just how I look at it. I look at it as teams evaluating other players through the season, things like that. But, you know, I mean, hey, some people like it, some people don't. Me, it really doesn't really bother me that much because I get to see other players that you don't get a chance to see play.
Mm-hmm.
And it lets you know, well, hey, maybe next year if this dude gets traded, we got somebody else to fill his spot.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm part of that mindset of you had all season to get to where you want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line, you had all season long
Mm-hmm.
to get into a playoff, to get a playoff seed.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So if you are mad because another team who did a better job than you is resting, then that's a personal problem.
That's a personal problem.
Bottom line.
I agree. Kansas City been doing it for the last 3 years.
Yeah. So like I said, excuse me, if you just take care of business, do what you're supposed to do during the regular season, yeah, you might like even with the Blues last night. You know, they had a okay start, then they had a lull in the season, then they got hot, you know, and they barely got in because of last night's win. If they didn't win last night, it was very possible that they may not even been in the playoffs. Thing is that you gotta take care of business in the season.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? I think hockey's 82 games. You gotta take care of business the first, 70, 75 games. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you don't put yourself in that position. But you can't get mad and say, oh, well, you don't love the game of basketball or hockey or baseball or football because a team isn't concerned about the love of the game.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to, we want to make sure every game is competitive and is a nail biter going into the first week of the playoffs. No. Like Bunny said, especially in football, these teams are not energetic, but they're playing a physical style of football. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? A contact sport. I want to rest Kurt Warner and Marshall Faulk if I can, mm-hmm. and Torrey Holt. For those back in the 2000 year. I want to rest my star players to get them ready for the bigger prize, which is
the championship.
Yeah. So,
it's funny though because as I agree with everything you're saying, but then it's funny. It's like a couple of weeks. It might have been honestly last Wednesday after the show. Brendan had on the Avalanche and the Flames, and the Flames. They're the ones right behind us, and they just been getting just enough points to make it really scary for us Blues fans. And like if we didn't win last night, they came back and beat the Golden Knights. So like tonight and tomorrow would have been brutal waiting to see. But anyways, last Wednesday, the Flames tied it up last second, and then they won in a shootout, and the Avalanche didn't even put out their best guys to try, to win in a shootout. It's like, as a Blues fan watching that, it's like on the other side you're watching, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so stupid. Like, why are you not putting your best guys out there to try to beat this team? Because I think the Avalanche, they were going to be in regardless, but they didn't technically win their conference yet. Mm-hmm. So it was just aggravating as a fan of the Blues wanting the Flames and Kadri to not make it to the playoffs. I hated watching that. Because they're the reason why it was getting so spooky there at the end, because we went on a 12-game win streak, Blues 2 in a row, and the city's about to get all mad because we lost 2 in a row, and then, we won last night, so it's whatever, but yeah.
Now, I do want to say the teams probably ain't going to admit it, but I do recall a year in the NBA where there was a certain team that was maybe, if they would have lost the game, they would have gotten to a certain seed in the bracket, so they would avoid playing a certain team that they may not wanted to see in the first round.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So then they'd be like, oh, you know what? Star players, y'all ain't playing because I'm hoping we lose this game so we can face this team in the first round and not face a top seed or
Yeah.
whatever team that may be a bad matchup in the first round. So I have seen that, but once again, the teams may not say that. But
Of course.
Yeah.
Smart. That's smart though.
But yeah, so
It's like reverse tanking almost.
But yeah, so I definitely want to get that conversation out before Bunny had to go ahead and leave. Up next, let's go talk about one of the hottest topics in baseball for the Cardinals, which is not the actual team. And yep, he already drunk, y'all.
Yep, strike one, Rio. Strike one.
That is a lie.
What did you? Oh my God! Clean up on aisle 2. Clean up on aisle 2.
That is a lie.
Clean up on aisle Smooth over here.
That is definitely not the case.
Let me go ahead
Oh
and
my
go.
God.
Let me get the second topic in. Here we are.
Right. Hey, everyone, this is live right now. So if you're on X, you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you're on Instagram, you're on Twitch, it's going down right now. He's cleaning up his mess. I mean, a whole tall glass of
Down on the floor. You know
Oh,
what look at that was? Oh, you crazy.
on the rocks. You know what I'm saying? And now it's on the floor.
Right. Cut him off. Cut him off.
Oh man.
What a straw.
All right, so yeah,
go ahead.
while he's cleaning up, let's go back to talking about baseball and the Cardinals real quick. It's not more so about the team, it's more so about what you see here, which are this was, I believe, the second series against the Angels, against one of the greatest players of all time, Joe's other boo, Mike Trout. And this was pretty much the crowd every game. And then Jobo, I know you and your husband and Mia were at the game against the Astros on Monday night. So just talk about this picture, but also talk about your experience and what you saw at the Cardinal game in regards to the attendance or maybe lack thereof.
Well, first, I just want to say, like, I don't think it's anything to be shocked about because we saw it last year and going into this year. This is what we were expecting. I mean, I know it's Mike Trout, and we just had the Astros like Jordan and Altuve. Over the weekend we had decent crowds with Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Schwarber, you know, all the guys. But I'm not honestly surprised or shocked by it because this is how it was all of last year. Management didn't do anything, which again, we knew because they told us that's what they were going to do. And we signed one guy, and that was Phil Maton, who's been dirty for us. But, like, other than that, I don't see why everyone's so, like, this is such a big topic because it also, early on April, like, Monday night, it was cold. I did not it was going to be as cold as it was, but it was pretty nippy outside. School's still in session. The weather's still crappy. Everyone's still not exactly sure what this team's going to be. And you mix that in with the last couple of years, this is what you get. You know, I mean, the Cardinals are going to have to be a decent team by late May, early June for there to be excitement, I think, in the stands. Because, I mean, we had a pretty good opening homestand. And then we go on the road and we only win one game. You know, and I think I said when we went on the road, if we have a good road series and then come back to the Phillies and Astros, possibly there'd be more people in the stands. But that didn't happen. So I'm honestly not shocked by it because it's like it's been written all over the walls, all over the place that this was going to happen.
And I will say this is that for the people who want to say it's a safety issue in regards to that's why I'm not going to the game. To me, I say now that's BS because those same, you know, crime or whatever, because those same people are filling out
Enterprise Center,
City Park and Enterprise Center. So they're still going to games. Now, you know, a year or two ago, that would be an easy crutch to go ahead and say, But now, no, people are going to games, and which goes on to what I brought years ago when CDSC was official. One of the questions I asked on this show 2-3 years ago was, will people who normally attend baseball games start going to CDSC games? You know what I'm saying? And CDSC games, even though they're not paying the best right now, it has become a draw. So you have the mix of what Joe brought up, that if you win, the fans will come. That's going to be it. Bottom line, if you win, if you give us a reason to come, in which when they had their first series, I text everyone in the chat. I said, when they come back to St. Louis after they leave from Boston and Pittsburgh, because by the way they were playing at that time, I'm like, okay, exciting team. They doing their thing. I can see the fans coming back when they come back from Boston and Pittsburgh. But then what happened? They got to Boston and Pittsburgh, and the pitching just blew up. The offense was still okay, but the pitching blew up. So now it's like, oh Lord, now we're back to where we was last year. And then as Joe saw, last week, yeah, it may have been cold the whole nine, but the fans weren't there. But as you said before, which I do believe, is that if this team is showing that we on the come up, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna play exciting baseball, the fans will come back. But let's not use a safety concern, or I'm scared about my ride getting hit. No, because you got the same issue going on at Enterprise and the same issue going on for CDSC. So can't use that as a crutch anymore. Bunny.
Something you can use real quick right now is the Blues are playing good hockey. So like there was the game last night. No one was going to go to the Cardinals game last night because it's the last regular season Blues game and a chance to make the playoffs. So there you go. That
makes sense. But the Blues game, when they were in the middle, right when they got Montgomery back in was it November? They weren't still playing their best hockey, but you had thousands of fans there. Now, granted, Enterprise Center is smaller seat capacity in the stadium, but still. The fans are like, hey, it was up and down. You remember we would only win a game for the Blues and lose a game. It was never a win streak until the one we just had back in the beginning of this month. However, I still think the fans, as Joe said last year, were not surprised because they said they weren't going to show up. And they're not. This season, same thing. Now, with the whole school schedule, schools in session, and going against the Blues, I get it, but the school in session, no. Safety, no. None of that. We just know the talent is not there like we think it is. Now, if they do change people's minds, and by June, then you'll see more people there. But like you said, this is looking like not just last year. Hell, I almost thought we was back in the pandemic again. Remember how empty stadiums had to be in 2020 and even in 2021, how limited they can have fans? That's what that reminds me of. It's like that's how bad it is, but it eventually get better when you get more wins, at least at home, or put some winning streaks together. We have the ones at Houston, but that's not a good sample size. That's why I said you got to go to June to get some momentum here.
June, is a good mark to look at, but then also I looked earlier only because Mia loves Toani. That's how she calls Shohei. She calls him Toani. I wanted to see when the Dodgers are in town because Dodgers fans travel in flocks like all over the place. But unfortunately, we won't be able to go because they're here like the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th of June. And I'm either going to be in labor or I'm not going to be able to move. I'm going to be in so much pain. So, but the Dodgers are in town in June. And you guys know we don't play the Cubs for the first time until June this year.
Whoa.
What is up with that? So, I don't know. June, I just think there's a good, a good mix of teams coming through. You got Toronto, you got the Cubs. Later on this year, you're the Yankees, I think, come back to Busch Stadium, so it's obviously in those types of series, you're going to be seeing big crowds. A lot of it might be their fans, but if you're playing good baseball by then, Who knows?
Rio. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bunny.
No. Go ahead.
Your thoughts, Rio.
I think before the season started, I said, let's just see how they are the first 10 games of the season. I did say that. It looks like you said, Smoooth, it was up and down. It's been up and down, but they're being competitive. But as a whole, overall, you just can't not stop going to the games. If you're a fan of baseball, regardless of how your team is playing, you should support them no matter what. That's just how I feel about any sports town. To support. Look at Cleveland. Look at the Browns. They supported them. They've been supporting them. Detroit, the Lions, the same thing.
Shoot, the Cubs when they sucked back in the day.
When they
kind of still do suck again, though. So yeah.
support your sports within your city. That, to me, that gives them morale as a team. You know, because I think some players and some teams, they build off the crowd participation and things like that. But you know, just to see what I just saw, that is to me, that is very, very low morale for a city of this stature to not support this team like this.
And it is like Wilson Contreras said after Sunday's game, I think it was. He's like, I don't know why they're not coming. We play for them. And then he went on to say, like, everyone's, going to have their reason. I get it. But, having fans there, makes them play a little bit better. And I do think the Cardinals players understand with last year, you even had guys like Goldie and Nato getting booed, Wilson getting booed, just because it was such to a low point. But Wilson's not wrong. Like they play for the big paycheck and they love the game, but they also do care about the city and the fans. Like they want to show that, what they can do for us. I will say I've been to 2 games already this year, and I'll be going to another one May 4th, so I'm already racking them up. Like I'm not
cheaper right now, right? They dropped the prices on some of the games because they know the crowd isn't there. Like normal.
I mean, baseball tickets have always been cheap, though. Like, we were
right.
Like, honestly, guys, Yordan Alvarez is a huge human being, okay? He was playing left field the other night, and he was right there. It was amazing, and those tickets were only like $25 a piece. I was right there on the left field, right there. So, I mean, you can get decently cheap tickets close to the field, but if you want to go just for the atmosphere and go sit up in the nosebleeds, like $6. And that's how it's always been, though. You can always get tickets for like $6 for the Cardinals games.
Yeah. Nosebleed? I know I paid nosebleed even for a birthday a few years ago, and it wasn't no single-digit dollar. I can say that much.
Well, if you go on a weekend game against Milwaukee or the Cubs or someone, no, you're not going to spend $6 anywhere. But I'm saying if you just go on a random day, oh, I'm bored, I want to go see a ball game, then yeah, you can probably do less than $10 for the ticket.
Again, that's since post-pandemic, because I know right before the pandemic, like I said, it was my birthday in September. It wasn't no single dollars for those nosebleeds.
You're saying September post-pandemic, before we were good in September baseball.
I saying as far as that must have been post-pandemic, because pre-pandemic, like right before the pandemic happened, we went for my birthday in September, and it wasn't no $9. It wasn't no single digit. That's my point.
No, yeah, because during that time the team was actually competitive and was in a playoff.
Right, so y'all just saying it's relatively cheap. I'm thinking y'all talking about like it's always been relatively cheap. I'm like, hell no, it ain't. Again, specifically nosebleed, not the green seats.
No, she just saying that on average you're gonna find a great seat for a great deal, especially depending on who they playing against.
Yeah, they call it dynamic pricing. That's correct.
So, but yeah, that's our topic in regards to the fans. Once again, like I said before, just can't use the whole, oh, I'm scared of my ride, or I'm scared of crying. No, because
I like that though, Smooth. So whoever saying that, it could be just literally on a handful, because I haven't heard that. And again, I'm talking about a coworker, so we're talking about people from different races and everything.
No,
They
it
ain't
was
said that. One of them, she's a season ticket holder. She ain't never said that stuff. I'm like, you know.
no, I listen to my sports talk radio every day, so it'd be a hot topic a lot of
Yeah, they
times.
brought up today and yesterday on TMA.
So it is that, and they do say that, but you can't use that as an excuse. You're going to concerts, going to whatever else going on in that same vicinity, and people still be out there in droves. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it's honestly like all cities. You can say about every city.
Right.
That's obviously we just hear about it more here because we're here. We're listening to St. Louis sports radio, so that's that. But yeah, it's like this everywhere you go. I'm not saying it's right, but it's like that everywhere you go.
So let's stick with the Cardinals. They just beat the Astros. Sorry, Joe.
Not sorry, Joe.
All right. We're 18 games into the season. It's okay.
But Cardinals have had a successful home series, winning 4 games, losing 2, in between Phillies and the Astros. So a very successful home series. Now they go on the road to face the Mets and the Braves coming up. So that should be pretty interesting. But I do have to say this, Joe. I had to be the first one to maybe take back what I said about a certain pitcher. Because so far he has been playing like an ace, and that's Sonny Gray.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go ahead and give my props to him. That so far this year.
Hold on, what about that laser beam home run from Jaywalk the other day up in the air? Did you see that?
Yeah. But Sonny Gray, he's been doing this thing so far. The only thing that I've been asking, which I said I believe last week in regards to the rotation. No. The pitching as a whole is that just be competitive. I can't stand when you're not pitching, you're not giving the opposing hitter, your best. Don't just waste pitches. Attack the zone. If they hit your stuff, the best man won. But just be competitive. That's all I ask. Don't come in from the bullpen or your start and you just first 8 pitches are balls. You're not being competitive. You know what I'm saying? Toughen up and say, hey, you know what? If you hit my stuff, congratulations. If not, sit your butt down because I just got you. That's what I want to see. And Fetty, the last 2 starts, he's improved. Healthily today, he the last couple of times he has improved. I just want to see this team improve and be tougher in regards to their mindset. Because I think that's been one of the issues with this team over the last couple of years is that if one thing goes wrong, then all of a sudden, everything in the world is going to be wrong with this team or my game. I want to see more mental toughness from this team. No matter if it's your star players to, the rookies or a couple of years. I just want to see the mental toughness come in like, you know what? I ain't going to allow you just to just take a walk because I can't find a striking zone. No, if you beat me, you beat me. Bottom line.
I agree to that. I like that.
I'm curious to see how it goes.
It sounds so simple, yet the pitchers don't do it.
Exactly. I know. That's why they play sports. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we all know or should know that this isn't at this present time a World Series team. It may not even be a playoff team right now. There is no expectation because even the front office said don't expect this to be that team. But we do want to see a fun, competitive team. And it looks like we're getting that. Hell, 2 weeks ago, my wife even said that. I think she said on Ladies' Night that she was like, I saw a game and it was kind of fun. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the fans want, is that just give us a reason to believe.
The jury's still out. That's all I can say. That's why I said June. See, that's your sample size from April to June and see what you're working with. If they're gonna get better, you see more
Flag Day.
Flag Day. And speaking of Jordan Walker, man, when I say the improvement is there in the outfield and right field, like outside of today, but it's getting to a point where management isn't Marmol isn't taking him out late in games as much. He's staying in right field. You know what I'm saying? Back then, he'd be like, okay, after the 6th inning, all right, Siani or whoever else take Walker's place. But no, he's actually playing some good outfield. That's the progress that I want to see. Which leads me to this, Joe, because we may get into a little scenario here. Mason Wynn eventually will be coming back. Ivan Herrera will be coming back. Is it very possible, Joe, that because of what we've been seeing recently from Pozo, is it possible that Herrera may not even be a catcher no more?
Where's he going to play?
DH.
Okay, then what do you do with...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What do you do with Burley and Gorman? Because Burley and Gorman have looked good too.
So Gorman, he has one home run, but I know he was hurt. But even with that, he's not even playing. Like, he didn't even play today against the righty. So he's not even getting playing time as it is. You know what I'm saying? And you're seeing guys like Sajasi and like I said, this guy Pozo, the catcher now, he's coming in making an impact. Like, the guys who they brought in from AAA are coming in making impacts and doing more than the guys who've been on the team for a couple of years now. So I'm just saying.
But this brings up my question.
You're saying Pozo and Sajasi are doing more than Wynn and Herrera have done in the last year?
Not Wynn, but I'm talking about in regards to Gorman.
I mean, I don't. Gorman's that guy though. Like, everyone has said it. It's been the topic of the off season. Is Walker and Gorman are the guys that you're going to give chances to. They're not. They have to succeed this year. Gorman also deals with a bad back too at times, so maybe he's still dealing with something. He just had a hammy problem. So let me tell you though, Pozo's been in the league for a long time. He's not like just some rookie and he just came out of nowhere.
Right.
He's been in the league, you know. So I mean, most likely he's probably gonna get released or something whenever they come back. I just don't see you keeping Pozo over Gorman and Burley. Sorry, Bunny, you can go.
No, you're okay, because you mentioned the Herrera guy. The catcher Herrera. So, do you think management just blew this one? You did all that hype, make Wilson Contreras move to first base, and then Herrera is not all that he needs to be. Why he can't be released? Why won't they go back on their word and think, let's put Contreras back as catcher?
He ain't a catcher.
He's not a catcher, but first base, he's okay, but he definitely ain't a hitter like we need him to be. So...
Who? Contreras?
Yes.
Bunny, I need you to stop worrying about 20 games of the season. Wilson Contreras hits the ball. You're freaking out over 18 games saying Contreras is not a hitter. I'm just mind blown.
Here comes Frank. Because I need to stop worrying about 20 games. What do you think Smooth been doing? Come on, man.
I know Smoooth was about to send Jordan Walker down to AAA last week. I know. But I'm just saying, Wilson Contreras is going to hit. I said last week he's going to hit, and since I said that, he's hit. So it's not like you're not going to... Wilson Contreras is here to stay. He's your first baseman. He's going to hit. That's that.
Again, I was just asking if the management realized they messed up, thinking they can put all their eggs with Herrera, and he ain't living up to what it needs to be done.
And Herrera was though. That's the thing. Is hey, Mr. Herrera was hitting until he got a bone bruise on his knee. He was your best hitter on the club until he got hurt. Okay, we're talking about a good thing, by the way. We're talking about, oh man, when Mason Wynn and Ivan Herrera come back, what are we gonna do? We got too many good guys now. We got everyone hitting. That's a good problem to have, but I mean, it's just Herrera and Contreras are gonna hit, and they are hitting, or they were. So.
And I do want to clarify, when I brought up Wynn, I know Wynn, he's going to automatically play because he's their best shortstop. It's more so...
They're only shortstop.
Right. He's one of the better players, period, though.
But no, it's more so in regards to, like, Siani. Like, does it make sense to still keep him on the team?
I don't even know. Me and Brett were talking about that the other night. If he has options, he's going to AAA. If he doesn't, then bye. Bye,
No.
Siani. You're cute
Yeah.
to look at. You're good
Yeah.
defensively, but that's that. I'm sorry, like you can't put Michael Siani ahead of all everyone else we just named. It
Right.
sucks because I do think he
They
brings a
can,
nice
they won't, but they
energy.
can.
I think he brings a nice energy to the club, but if they're gonna stick to what they were saying, then you don't do that. But
yeah,
again, you're not gonna carry Contreras, Pozo, Pajes, and Herrera. You're not gonna do that either. So Pozo's gonna be gone.
and Siani does have options too.
Okay, yeah. So Pozo's
You
gonna
got
take that.
options. You got options.
Yeah,
Because I know he was with the Reds, I think, before the Cardinals. So I wasn't sure.
correct. Outside of the Cardinals, have there been any surprises that you've seen so far early in the season, Joe?
Just with everyone.
Yes.
Well, last week the Dodgers lost 3 series in a row. That was weird.
3 games.
No, 3 series.
Really? Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they lost series to the Nationals, to the Cubs, and to someone else before the Nationals. I can't remember.
Why when the Cardinals play, then they gonna whoop our assets. But here nor there.
Probably, but whatever. It's like, but yeah, they lost 3 series in a row, so that was weird. Padres just lost their first home game last night at Petco Park, so that was crazy. But the NL West is unbelievable. I said that the Padres could be 4th in that division, and I don't even think it's still crazy to say at this point because all the top 4 teams they're all playing great, besides the Rockies. Rockies got shut out all last week and didn't score a single run. You know how depressing that has to be. What else? I don't know. Orioles kind of suck right now. It's depressing. Doesn't make any sense. I just can't really freak out this early in the season. It's April 16th and you got guys that just aren't hitting yet, aren't pitching yet. Cardinals related though. Phillies, they beat them for the first time since 2017. And the Astros, they beat them a series, by the way. The Astros, they beat them in a series for the first time since 2016. So things are looking up, I guess. And we've been beating some really good pitchers. Paul Skeens, Framber Valdez, Aaron Nola, and Zach Wheeler, which I said last week they're probably going to shut us down like they always do. And those are the 2 games we won against the Phillies. Baseball doesn't make any sense, but it's beautiful.
And I just hope, because this has been the trend with this team, is that they have 2 great series like they just had with Phillies, Astros, then they go on the road and act like they can't win a game again for the next week. I hope that this isn't this.
And that's what I was going to say earlier is I'm curious to see how they look on the road because they've looked really good at home so far. But yeah, we're going to New York to play the Mets.
And the Braves.
And then the Braves. So hopefully the Braves don't all of a sudden they're like good again. Because Braves are another story. They have like 4 wins this year, I think. But yeah, we'll see how it goes because everyone at home pitched good. Libby's looked great. Miles even looked great on Saturday. It's just that umpire missed a blatant call and then 1 bad inning, and that was that. Fetty looked good. Matt's even looked pretty good today, and
he looked great. Besides the first inning, he looked great.
Yeah, Palante and Sonny Gray, and the bullpens looked pretty good. So let's see what we look like on the road. That's what I'm curious about. We're going to New York, facing Lindor and Soto, and Mets have one of the best rotations in baseball right now, which makes no sense because they kind of just got a misfit rotation of like pass relievers and setup dudes in their rotation. So,
but don't forget, you just said 20 games into the season, you can't just make a judgment call that they got the best one and it's sustainable either. With that mixture,
I know, at this time though, they got the best.
I'm just using your words back on you that you just used on me. That's all.
I'm just saying their rotation's one of the best in the game right now.
Gotta calm down. It's just 20 games into
and guess what? The Cardinals have one of the best lineups in all of baseball right now. So maybe
I'm not getting too excited yet. I told you June is my little measure for them, but now the Blues, another story.
Think of the pitchers that we've beaten this year, and then think of the pitchers that we've lost to this year.
We're 9-9 on the season, right?
Yeah, we're 500.
Right at 500. So
And that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Right now, did you guys think on April 16th we would be with the Twins, Angels, Red Sox, ignore the Pirates, Phillies, and Astros? Did you guys think we'd be a 500 ball club?
I had no expectations. I'm gonna use a standing word. No expectations. I don't know. Nothing.
I'm just saying those are 5 really good teams, and then with the Pirates and Paul Skeens, that's good pitching that we faced.
And before the season started, if you can get a rotation and see that it worked, leave it there. Don't play with it.
Now the Cardinals just did, as of today, started a 6-man rotation as Steven Matz started. So that's going to be the goal for a little bit. Is going to be a 6-man rotation.
That's because we have like 13 and 13 or something like that, though, right?
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, because they have a stretch of games where they're going to be playing like a 4-game series here and not a lot of off days. So they want to make sure that they have enough pitching. So we'll see. But yeah, so far, like we brought up earlier, they are right at 500. And as Joe brought up earlier, got to see what they do on the road now, because you have to start going back to having mental toughness. You got to show that on the road now. You can't just be going to City Field, City Park, whatever it's called in New York, and just walking cats. You know what I'm saying? No, compete. Show toughness and compete. When you have men in scoring position, they have been doing well this year. And with runners in scoring position, don't be selfish and try to hit a home run to Yankee Stadium, hit the ball the opposite field, and move the guy on. You know what I'm saying? Just small stuff like that. And let's just see how you do when you just don't give up 8 runs in the first inning. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not competing, because you're walking cats, and then you got to throw a strike, and then you get a grand slam hit on you. Stuff like that. So
yeah, and I don't know if you guys listen to Derek Gold's Best Podcast in Baseball or not, but it's a good podcast, and I was just listening to it last night and talking about Brant Brown, and I won't talk about all of it, but he's pretty much spoke to Victor Scott, and he's like, no one's expecting Victor Scott to hit homers every game. Like if he goes home at the end of the day and went 2 for 4, that's a good day. Go ahead and lay down a bunt here or there. You're fast enough to make it into a hit. And what did he do today? Which I think it was foul if you would have been able to replay it, but a beautiful bunt down the line. And then, wreaked havoc, Sajayce's little bloop hit, and then a 3-run bomb by Newpar. But then I think his next at bat, he tried to bunt as well. So
and I couldn't stand that because he hit a freaking pop-up on a bunt. It's like, dude, come on, you only have a job.
But I mean, just like guys like Victor Scott, though, you're not there to hit homers. That's not your job. Your job's to play good defense, get on base, cause chaos on the bases, swipe some bags, and that's that. When you run into one, that's just the cherry on top. But pretty much Brant Brown, I just like his philosophy so far of like just do what you're supposed to do type thing, and he's been really helping with the runners in scoring position so far. So I take it back. We made 2 really good signings this offseason because Brant Brown's looking pretty good.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and transition, because Bunny brought it up earlier in regards to the St. Louis Blues. As of last night, they have officially clinched a spot in the playoffs, first time since 2022. I was like, dang, it's been that long. But yes, it has been a minute. Last night, they had to win in regulation, and they did. They didn't have to worry about Calgary trying to, come back or whatever. They took care of business. First period, Joe, it was already 4-0.
Yeah.
So it was just good to go into the second period knowing, oh, you know what? Okay, we came back home, 12-game winning streak now at home, and we took care of business. Now we're back in the playoffs, in which I feel because when the Blues won back in 19, weren't they a wild card team also?
I think so. Brendan, were the Blues a wild card team in 2019? Yeah.
There we go. And the first team they played in the playoffs was who?
The Winnipeg Jets.
Yes, was it? Okay. I
And
thought the Sharks was the last one. No, in the conference finals, right? And it
Yeah.
would be
Dallas in the middle.
Dallas. Okay.
Yeah. And guess who the Blues are playing again in the first round, Bunny?
Winnipeg Jets.
There
Only
we
thing I haven't got a confirmation is when are they going to start it between the home and away series. Like when are they starting it? I was told.
They wanted to start on Saturday, and and ironically, guess who has a concert or was supposed to have a concert in Winnipeg on Saturday? Let's take a wild guess.
It ain't Drake.
Nope, it's someone local.
I want to say like Nelly or something.
Exactly. So
that's funny.
But what I understand is that Winnipeg has already, well, the building has already asked if he can push the concert back a day or two so they can go ahead and play on Saturday. So what I'm understanding is that it's going to be, the first game is going to be on Saturday in Winnipeg.
Because when they brought that up, just like with the Cat Williams thing in St. Louis, we're supposed to go to that comedy show. And I'm like, they talking about the Blues may have a home game. They trying to see if they can work maybe around that schedule of Cat moving his stuff. But when they book these tours in advance, they know the possibility, right, of playoffs, how they work. They can't always work around that. I'm just trying to figure out when these schedules are done and they know where playoff games are. They don't know where they're going to be clearly when the season schedule is done. But as far as possibilities of somebody may need that venue for that time, wouldn't they try not to work an event around that time? No,
I mean, they try and do what's best, but you can't really predict if the Blues are going to
you don't know what's it. Yeah.
team, the top seed or the lower seed. You know what I'm saying? But I did hear that they were trying to reach out to Cat to see if they can maybe push back the date as well for that.
Don't do that, y'all. And I want to see the Blues playoff game, but we just got these tickets. We want to laugh. We need this date night. Do not change it. You just don't understand. We've been so busy. We got the date night schedule. Don't mess it up because that messes up the babysitting plans and stuff. Come on now.
But yeah, so we'll see. But just overall, Joe, last night was, of course, huge for them to go ahead and stamp their ticket to go into the playoffs. So how did it make you feel knowing that we're playoff bound? And I feel like NHL, it truly can be one of those, as long as you just get in, and it can happen. Because we saw it in 19.
That's what it was in 19.
But your thoughts, Joe, in regards to the Blues going back to the playoffs and the chance they have. I know you've been saying in past shows that you could probably see them maybe just getting into the first round. That's it. But just talk about your thoughts now.
Well, real quick, Brennan texted me and he said I lied. They were third in the Central. So Dallas and the Avs were the wild card teams that year. But I don't know. I mean, it's nerve-wracking. This is what sucks about being pregnant, by the way, is I was pregnant when the season started, and I'm gonna be pregnant until the playoffs are over. What is wrong with that? Oh my gosh! So I just had
that family planning didn't go as scheduled, huh?
Oh, so I had to be stressed. I'm be all stressed, chewing gum or something and biting my nails. But no, I mean, it sucks because Holloway's, he's still considered week to week. Maybe they surprise us and he comes back. But since the last show, Parayko's come back, so that's huge. Robert Thomas was taken out of the game last night, but they kept him out as a precaution. So I don't know, man. I mean, playoff Benner's something different, and he looked pretty damn good last night in Utah/Coyotes usually kills us. So I'm excited. Winnipeg, though, the whiteout, it's going to be scary. That's how it was in 2019. It was scary. They got like Kyle Connor and Hellebuck's their goalie, so but Hellebuck has the reverse the reverse take on big games. Apparently, he's not the greatest in big games, and Benner is. So I don't know. We'll see. It's one round, and I'm happy it's not Vegas. I'll say that, because we had an opportunity to play Vegas, and they just scare me more than Winnipeg. But I'll probably regret saying that.
And Bunny, I know you got to go ahead and leave. So your last words.
3 letters. LGB. LGB. I got faith in us. We'll pull it off. Especially yesterday. And the Utah Hockey Club was, they're a good team. Record similar to ours. Pull it off in commanding fashion. The momentum is in our way. In our favor. Just like 2019, play Winnipeg Jets. Don't be scared of the whiteout game, Jobo, because we won that series. They may win a couple up there at their home ice, but they come to St. Louis. We'll win. We'll get some road wins. Don't worry. I got faith in us. I promise. That 12-game winning streak was not in vain, y'all, okay? We got this. I'm not saying we're going to win it all, but we definitely, I can see us securing at least one round of the playoffs, okay?
I just think I'm still in shock that we made it.
Me too.
It doesn't make
if it wasn't for that winning streak, we couldn't be here, y'all. Let's be real.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Streak is what did it for us. So in February, you're like, yeah, it ain't happening. Just hurry up, April. Let's go into all season. Then March, okay. Once that streak started, 2-3 games, you're like, okay. Once I saw us go past 5, I said, oh, they got the momentum. They have it to where they're hungry enough now. They're ready to go in the playoffs. Here we are.
Yeah.
Been fun, guys, but gotta run.
All right, Bunny. You have a good one.
All right, you too. Good night.
Have a good one. Good night.
So as you see on the screen now, for those watching on Facebook or the X or Twitch or YouTube, these are the teams as of right now that's currently in playoff positions. You got Winnipeg, you got Dallas, you have Colorado, the Blues, you got Minnesota, along with Vegas, the Kings, and the Oilers from the West. Then on the East, Toronto, Tampa, Florida, the reigning defending champs, Ottawa, Montreal at this time, the Capitals, Hurricanes, and the Devils. So who's the top seed right now in the East, Joe?
I think the Capitals. I think they're gonna get the President's Trophy, or they did it already, I think.
Okay. And well, now I thought Winnipeg. So do 2 teams get the President's Trophy or just one?
No, it's only one. It was between those 2.
Yeah, cause I think Winnipeg actually got the trophy.
Okay. Yeah, I know. The Capitals were playing really good. So President's Trophy. Hey, if Winnipeg won it and touched it, then we're looking good. Okay, yeah, the Jets.
Yep. There we go. So once again, we don't have the official playoff format right now because still got a couple of games going on tonight and tomorrow. But congratulations once again to the Blues going back to the playoffs for the first time since 2022, and we are definitely excited about that. So once again, this is your Wednesday night sports delight, the platform sports talk show. Right now, you have yours truly, your boy Smooth, along with
Rio,
and holding things down from the Boondocks. We have
Joe.
Joe. There we go. So last topic of the evening, NBA talk. Joe's favorite conversation. Baby sport, you know what I'm saying? She's like our NBA correspondent right here.
Yeah.
But as you see right now, we have the current playoff bracket. Last night, man, if last night's game, not the first game, which was Orlando and Atlanta, but the second game, Golden State and Memphis. If that was any indication of the upcoming playoffs, which officially starts on Saturday, if that's any indication of how it's going to go down, I am ready for it, because that was an amazing game last night. John Morant got hurt, but he then came back and had a costly turnover towards the end of the game, but the game was amazing. And I just hope that all these series will be amazing. Last night, Golden State did defeat the Grizzlies, and then so now Golden State will be facing off against the number 2 seed, the Rockets. The Orlando Magic defeated the Hawks, so Orlando will be facing the reigning defending champions, the Boston Celtics. So since the Hawks and the Grizzlies lost last night, they have to now play at home on Friday against the winner for the Hawks. They face the winner of the Bulls and the Heat. And as of right now, the Bulls are whooping up. I'm sorry, the Heat are whooping up on the Bulls. So I know Stan probably mad right now. And then later on tonight, you have the Kings and the Mavericks, in which, man, if the Mavericks lose this game, do you know how pissed them fans are going to be in Dallas because they don't have Luka? And then, Kyrie out for the year as well. But can you just imagine if the Mavericks lose this game tonight?
Yeah, they shut AD down too, didn't they?
No, he's playing.
He's playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rumor they was going to shut him down. But
no, he back.
It's going to be some smoke in the city. They lose this tonight.
Yeah. But I'm seeing the other matchups. Let's start with the East. The number 1 seed, Cavaliers. They are awaiting the winner of the Hawks and potential Heat or Bulls game. Then the number 2 seed, as I said before, Boston versus Orlando. You have the Knicks versus the Pistons. The Pistons are back in the playoffs for the first time in a long time as well. So I'm excited for them. Detroit basketball. Yeah. What up, though?
Yeah. Detroit sports is turning things around lately.
Yeah, they are.
Lions, Pistons, Tigers.
Yeah. Let's see. The Pacers and Knicks. Pacers and Bucks. That should be a good series too. That might be a 7-game series right there.
Yeah. And they said Dame will be back. It's a possibility.
But not right now.
Not right now, but it's a possibility he'll be back.
For those who don't know, Damian Lillard, he's suffering through a blood clot right now. Let's go to the West. Number 1 seed, OKC. Man, that team has been amazing. And I said that.
We both said it.
Yeah.
We both picked it.
As a prediction, I did say
we said they're going to win the West.
Yep, sure did.
We said they was going to win the West.
As I said earlier, number 2 seed, Rockets versus Golden State. That is going to be the series to watch, I believe. Ime Udoka, he's back in the playoffs. I feel selfishly, I want to say JJ Redick or even the coach from OKC, but Ime Udoka may have to be the coach of the year.
I would have to probably agree with that because nobody saw that. I didn't even see that.
A number 2 seed in the West.
I didn't see that. But they young.
They young.
And
they
great defense.
Yes, they got that. They actually are a perfect representation of the head coach.
They are playing great defense.
They don't take no mess. They don't care who you are. So that series against the Golden State Warriors is going to be amazing. Dylan Brooks and Draymond Green for a 7-game series
again.
Oh my goodness! Again. Oh my goodness! Then of course for me, seeing the Lakers number 3 seed, Luka, LeBron. I know LeBron had a groin injury a couple of games ago. No update on his status. More than likely he'll play, but just to see that. And this may have to be a conversation for the man cave, so I'll save it.
Okay.
But I'm liking what I'm seeing with Luka and LeBron because a lot of people were doubting that those two would coexist, and I never got the people who would say LeBron can't work with this person or with that system or with that. He can work with whatever you give him. Just work with him. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna make it happen.
He's been doing it for what?
He's too smart of a basketball player to not figure out, okay, what is your strength and what is your weakness? Like I remember it was something that they said when he was with the Heat playing with Ray Allen, and like he just knew, okay, well, this guy likes to catch the ball
Here.
down here.
Mhm.
This guy wants to catch the ball up here. So he makes sure every throw was right there. You know what I'm saying? It's the small little details like that. But I'm looking forward to seeing the Lakers and Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves. That should be another amazing series as well. I'm just not sure because the Timberwolves don't have Cat.
I don't think they got enough. And honestly, I just don't think they got it.
Yeah. I don't think they have enough. But Anthony Edwards, great players shine during when the lights are bright.
Yeah, he proved that last year.
I look forward to seeing what he's going to do. Another very interesting series, which is a toss-up, Denver and the Clippers, because Kawhi Leonard has been balling out. He like this is like the Kawhi,
the machine,
before all the injuries, where he was just like, as long as I'm on the court, I'm gonna do my thing. And James Harden has been playing amazing too. I haven't seen the Clippers throughout the whole season to really, get into it. But this series, especially with the Nuggets now not even having Mike Malone, it just has so many layers in regards to how this series can play out. So I'm looking forward to this series and this in regards to the whole playoff. Joe, is there a team right now that you're rooting on? I know personally you probably say Tatum, but go ahead with it. Who you got rolling? Who you got rolling in regards to the playoffs?
We gotta go, obviously, because of Tatum, the Celtics, and then the Rockets, just following the H-Town crowd.
Wrong with that.
It's all the people I follow and stuff on Twitter, or X. And I don't know, their fans seem very pumped up and excited for their team. So yeah, I've been keeping up with them.
Rio, what about yourself?
First of all, man, I want to give a shout out to Cade Cunningham for putting Detroit basketball on his back and bringing the Pistons back. And that series right there is going to be interesting for me to watch because the Knicks were graded as one of the best teams in the East to compete for the Eastern Conference Championship along with Boston. Then on the West Side, man, is
the West Side.
The West Side, man. Because that's what it looked like, man. It really does. It really does look like, the West Side because the Laker Minnesota series is going to be a good series. I just don't think they have enough. The Denver Clipper series, Jokic's going to get his, but when you got James Harden and Kawhi, and they can give you a combined 50, they can give you a combined 60, it's tough to beat them like that. And I'm probably gonna have to go with your guys down there, H-Town, Joe, in this Rockets Golden State series. I've watched them play. And they are exciting to watch. Jalen Green right now has been as he has been advertised a few years ago. He's playing all-star basketball the entire year this year. But I cannot count out Steph Curry and the addition of Jimmy Butler, who thrives in playoff basketball. I believe that's when he plays his best basketball, is during the playoffs. So, like I said, the West Side is just the West Side, like it is, and like me and Smoooth said at the beginning of the year before the season even started. Don't know what it is, what they did over there at OKC. They are right now. They have set the tone for the entire league, as a whole.
Because Shea may get the MVP, but Jokic.
Yeah, after he did what he did the other night, man, that man had just catapulted him over the top.
And also Tatum has been doing amazing as well.
Yeah.
But just because of the record, they may give it to
they gonna probably give it to Shea because of the record.
Jokic has a very, very great chance to win again because he's the first center ever to have average a triple double.
Yes.
And the stuff that he's been doing this season has just been amazing. Because you go back to the meaning of MVP, which means that truly, if this person was not on the team, would the team be as competitive?
Correct.
And if Jokic was not on,
the
the question will be, which team would have the bigger effect without their star player? Would it be Denver without Jokic, OKC without Shea, or Boston without Tatum? I can always say Boston probably third.
Yeah, I'll go there.
So now it's between which team wouldn't be as successful if they didn't have this player.
I don't think Denver would be successful without Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
He plays, to me, he does all 5 things while he's out there.
Everyone feeds off of him.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Now, OKC, they can play without Shea. I've seen them do
They may
it.
not be as successful.
They're not as successful. They squeak out a win. It's not as impressive as it is when he's on there. But you take Jokic away from the Nuggets, and there is issues. There is big issues, and that is a void that I don't think they will be able to fill if he feel as though, hey, I want to go.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I'm just looking forward to the playoffs. Right now, for those NBA fans, Miami is destroying the Bulls 84-68. So I know if Stan is watching or was watching, he's probably pissed off right now because the Bulls aren't doing anything. And I mean, it is the Heat. You know, Spoelstra is one of the best coaches in the game.
Yeah, he loves playoffs.
And when it's playoff time, it's different. And right now, the Bulls the Heat are showing it. Now, the Heat, they still have to go on the road again on Friday, and they have to face Atlanta.
That's gonna be tough.
So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, there we go, man. That's our show right there, Jobo.
Get to be in bed early tonight.
That is our show. Right into it, getting it in. We hope that you all have enjoyed another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight. I do want to say, shouts out to the WNBA. They had their draft last night, and my wife asked me earlier about.
It was Monday night.
I'm sorry, Monday night. But my wife asked me about, like the attention that the draft gets. And I said, well, before Caitlin Clark and Andrew Reese, the WNBA draft wasn't a huge spectacle.
No, it was not.
And then last night, I saw on social media that prior to last year, they would average maybe around 500,000 viewers. Last year, they had 5 million viewers.
I bet they did.
No, I'm sorry. They had 2.5 million viewers last year, which was a record. And then the other night, they had like 1.2 million. So obviously, the game is growing in regards to the attention and getting the recognition for what these girls are doing. And just imagine once Juju Watkins comes out, you know what I'm saying, regards to going to the league, So shouts out to the WNBA, Paige Beckers, #1 draft pick, and a lot of other incredible talented ladies got drafted last Monday night. So the WNBA season, which we had the discussion last year, Joe, once Caitlin Clark got drafted, like 1 week you drafted, next week you in training camp, and then 3 weeks later you playing your first WNBA game.
Yeah, that's
so it's a real unfair advantage for a rookie to come in and try to learn.
That's true.
The WNBA in a span of 2 months. But that's how the game is played right now. But congratulations once again to the ladies. Was there anything else, Joe, that had your attention before we go ahead and sign out for the day?
No, I'm good.
Mario, anything? Rio.
I don't know if y'all saw this, but a coworker brought this to my attention. They're going to retire Shador's collegiate jersey
And Travis Hunter.
They're going to retire their jerseys in Boulder. That was going to be something I was going to bring up for.
You want to save it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to record it and leave it with you.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a very good topic to bring up right there. Because there aren't a lot of collegiate players that have their jerseys retired that we may not know of. And for this to be publicly put out there is kind of shocking for a lot of people because, you know, they really haven't won anything besides Travis Hunter winning the Heisman.
But it's because of the notoriety that they brought to Colorado that they would have never gotten. Now, I know Cordell Stewart played for them, you know, back in the 90s or whatever it was, but he didn't bring nothing to what Colorado has been, which of course is the Deion Sanders factor.
Yes.
But those two guys and what they brought to the team, you know.
Like I said, it's very interesting, and I believe that's something that, you know, we're gonna have to say that for next week.
Okay. Well, once again, great episode. Shouts out to Bunny, who was on earlier, had to go ahead and leave a little bit earlier. But once again, as stated before, everyone, make sure y'all go ahead and check out the show on Hot 365 Radio, where it's always hot. Go to the website, hot365radio.com, or via the app on Google or on the App Store. They also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/hot365radio, and the show will be re-airing every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Every first Wednesday of the month, you have Ladies Night. Every last Wednesday, you have The Man Cave. Then, outside of sports, you have Smooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. Give it a follow right now. Go ahead and subscribe, y'all. I want to see more numbers at this moment. Subscribe on YouTube. Put in 3 O's of Smooth Conversations, and subscribe and click on that bell. And also, download Beat District Radio on your devices on Google or App Store. Just put in Beat District Radio. You may see -KBDR. That's it right there. And get the app and connect. And of course, follow the Platform Sports Talk Show all across social media, Facebook, X, on Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe and click on that bell. Also, you can email us at platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. If you know a young lady, older lady, a lady, doesn't matter, who knows and loves sports, have them email us right now, because we're looking to add even more incredible ladies to the Ladies Night panel. Jobo gonna be gone very soon, so we gotta make sure that we have a nice set of ladies still holding things down during her time of leave, which I haven't yet approved, Joe. But no, it's playing. But yeah, so ladies, if you know and love sports, have a passion for it, and you want to get your voice out there, you want to talk about it, this is your opportunity. So for those, spread the word. Let them know, hey, tag the Platform Sports Talk Show or email us, platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com, and let's get you on for Ladies Night. Everyone else, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and tune in next Wednesday for more of your Wednesday night sports delight. It is the Platform Sports Talk Show, and y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all day and week. We out this thing.
What you have just experienced was brought to you by Smoooth Productions. Until next time, stay tuned and stay smooth.